But the truth is the truth, and so she had mailed him the letter, and I don't know how the laws are there. He just needs to know that she's well, she's happy, she's okay.
Could Meghan Markle's carefully polished image be hiding a birthday bombshell? New alleged revelations from her sister have fans questioning everything about the Duchess's timeline. Is it fact or just fiery family drama? Watch to see the clues unfold, and hit subscribe to catch every twist as this royal rumor heats up. Just when it seemed royal chatter might finally settle down, a fresh spark set the rumor mill on fire. Meghan Markle's half-sister, Samantha Markle, has once again stepped into the spotlight with comments that many believe hint at something bigger than an ordinary family disagreement. In recent interviews and legal filings connected to her ongoing defamation suit, Samantha has allegedly implied that Meghan's real age might not match the official royal biography. Picture the scene: reporters digging through old interviews, podcasts lighting up with debates, and fans combing through every clue. The words real age suddenly become the headline everywhere. Samantha's remarks feel less like casual conversation and more like a deliberate nudge to keep people guessing. This isn't the first time a bold statement from Samantha has created a storm. She has written books and given interviews before, and this time the suggestion is sharper, that Meghan could be older than the famous 1981 birth date. For royal watchers, it lands like a plot twist in a long-running series. And here's where it hooks everyone. Samantha doesn't provide a tidy answer. Instead, she shares fragments and offhand observations, just enough to make you wonder what else she might know. Did she hint at secret details because she wants the truth out? Or is it simply family tension playing out in public? Either way, curiosity climbs, and the audience leans closer. The emotional undercurrent is hard to ignore. Imagine a family member questioning something as basic as your birthday in front of millions. It's personal, it's public, and it instantly turns a private detail into a worldwide guessing game. The question now hangs in the air. Could Samantha really be onto something? Or is this another dramatic chapter in a never-ending royal feud? To understand why this claim matters, let's look at what's written in black and white. Official records, royal archives, and countless profiles list Meghan's birth date as August 4th, 1981. For years, that simple line was accepted without debate. High school graduation in 1999, college at Northwestern in the early 2000s, Hollywood auditions afterward, the timeline flows smoothly from that starting point. But rumors have a way of finding cracks. Fans and critics began revisiting old materials and found a few puzzling nuggets. A vintage teen magazine issue from 1997 reportedly described Meghan as 21 years old at that time. If that were true, it would push her birth year several years earlier than 1981. Then there are the alumni references that surfaced online. Some classmates listed alongside Meghan appear to be in their mid-50s today, suggesting they might have finished school long before the official story says Meghan did. None of these pieces are airtight proof, but they feed the intrigue. This is where the debate splits. Supporters of the official record see these details as harmless mistakes, misprints, misquotes, or coincidences that happen when old magazines and yearbooks are dredged up decades later. Others can't shake the feeling that so many odd details add up to more than chance. And that is exactly why the conversation won't die down. Every small discovery, every clipping, every outdated listing feels like a breadcrumb leading toward a larger mystery. Are these just innocent errors that keep being repeated, or could they point to a secret the world was never supposed to question? That open loop keeps viewers glued, eager for the next clue. Among all the bits of evidence fueling speculation, one stands out: a single photo from a Northwestern University salsa club gathering in the early 2000s. At first glance, it seems like a fun memory, a group of students sharing a night of music and dance. Yet some sharp-eyed watchers claim it raises more questions than it answers. Several people in that group photo are reportedly in their early 50s today. If Meghan were truly born in 1981, she would have been around 20 at the time of that club event, which should put her classmates closer to their 40s now. So why does the group appear noticeably older? It could be as simple as Meghan enjoying the company of an older crowd. College clubs often mix ages. Graduate students, staff, or locals can join, and yearbooks sometimes capture that variety. But for rumor hunters, the math is too tempting to ignore. They wonder whether the photo is a quiet hint that Meghan's timeline doesn't perfectly match the one presented to the world. The picture becomes a kind of Rorschach test. For some, it's just a normal social snapshot from a college night out. For others, it's the photograph that refuses to line up, an accidental clue hiding in plain sight. What keeps the story alive is the gap between certainty and curiosity. No one can prove the photo shows anything beyond an evening of dancing, but it continues to circulate as an intriguing puzzle piece. And every time it resurfaces online, it pulls people back into the larger question. Is this harmless nostalgia or a silent challenge to the royal narrative? While photos and old magazines drive online conversations, Samantha Markle's defamation lawsuit adds a more serious layer. The case centers on statements Meghan allegedly made about their family in interviews and media appearances. It's a formal legal dispute, not just a gossip headline. Inside those court documents, something important emerges. Samantha reportedly confirms a 17-year age gap between herself and Meghan. Samantha was born in 1964, which, when you do the math, lines up neatly with Meghan being born in 1981. On paper, that's a direct confirmation of the official timeline. Yet, here's the twist that keeps people talking. Outside the courtroom, Samantha's comments sometimes sound different. In media interviews, she has hinted at inconsistencies or suggested that the public story isn't complete. This contrast, documents supporting one date, interviews hinting at another, fuels endless debate. Imagine the tension of seeing your own birthday dissected in legal filings while relatives give interviews that leave the door open to doubt. For Meghan, it must feel like every personal record is under a microscope. For Samantha, each statement is weighed by lawyers and the public alike. The lawsuit doesn't prove that Meghan changed her age, but it gives the rumor new life every time a hearing or filing surfaces. The court itself becomes part of the drama. Each update feels like a possible turning point. Will the paperwork finally settle the debate, or will new remarks just add another layer of mystery? The intrigue deepens when you remember that royal documents can and do change quietly. A notable example appeared in 2019 with Archie's birth certificate. Initially, it listed Meghan's full name, Rachel Meghan Markle. Weeks later, that detail disappeared, replaced by the more formal title, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Officials explained the change as a matter of consistency. Still, the quick and silent update caught attention. If something as personal as a parent's name can be edited on a royal birth certificate, fans ask, what else might be adjusted without the public ever knowing? This doesn't prove anything about Meghan's age, of course, but it creates an atmosphere where small edits feel meaningful. A single unexplained change can spark months of speculation. People begin to wonder whether early school files, casting records, or other private documents could also be streamlined in ways the public never sees. For those already curious about Meghan's timeline, the idea of quiet changes is magnetic. They see a pattern: photographs released at convenient moments, birth certificates updated behind the scenes, and now the sisters speaking out. Each element alone might be harmless, but together they create the feeling of a bigger story waiting to break. This is where the narrative tightens. Whether or not the theories hold up, the perception of carefully managed records keeps curiosity alive. It nudges viewers to ask themselves, if one official document can shift so easily, could others, like a birth record, ever be questioned or refiled without fanfare? That question doesn't offer an easy answer, and that's exactly why it keeps audiences hooked. Behind the royal headlines sits a very human pressure that many people, especially performers, understand. In Hollywood, age isn't just a number, it's a currency. Casting calls for certain roles often specify a narrow age range, and younger actors are seen as more marketable. Think about the early 2000s when Meghan was building her career. She was going to auditions, competing for roles that often asked for someone in their early or mid-20s. In that world, every birthday can feel like a door quietly closing. It isn't rare for actors to soften the edges of their timeline. Some shave off a few years on their resumes, others simply avoid mentioning dates at all. Agents sometimes suggest it, entertainment websites occasionally repeat it, and a small detail can travel a long way without anyone intending harm. That doesn't prove Meghan adjusted anything, but it explains why some people think the temptation could have been there. For viewers who have ever felt judged by a number, the thought resonates. Imagine chasing a dream while wondering if a single digit on your ID might hold you back. This idea creates empathy even as it stirs curiosity. If Meghan did face that kind of pressure, it would be easy to see why she might have guarded certain details. And even if she didn't, understanding that environment shows how quickly a rumor about age can catch fire and refuse to burn out. Beyond Hollywood, Meghan's life became even more public when she joined the royal family, turning her personal story into a global brand. Every photo, every interview, every podcast episode has felt intentional, like pieces of a larger narrative. Notice the timing of certain releases. An old-school photo appears when a new documentary drops, or a family memory surfaces just as a business venture launches. To fans, it feels like smart publicity. To skeptics, it looks like a strategy. This level of planning isn't unusual for high-profile figures. Maintaining a consistent image can help protect privacy, shape public opinion, and keep projects on track. But when critics add these choices to the age rumors, they see a pattern. They wonder if controlling when and how the world sees your past could also mean quietly managing details like a birth year. None of this is proof of a hidden birth date. Still, the combination of careful timing and precise messaging makes the theory hard for some people to dismiss. It reinforces the idea that every part of Meghan's story, from childhood snapshots to polished interviews, passes through a filter designed to support the brand she has built. And that's where the intrigue deepens. Whether this is simply smart media planning or something more mysterious, it keeps audiences leaning forward, curious about what's behind the curtain. After all the speculation, it helps to pause and weigh the pieces carefully. On one side are the rumors, a vintage magazine article mentioning a different age, an alumni list that seems too old, and that salsa club photo that continues to spark debate. They make for interesting conversation, but none are confirmed by official sources. On the other side are verified records. Meghan's documented birth date, August 4th, 1981, appears on legal filings, biographies, and the court documents connected to Samantha's own lawsuit. Even Samantha's recorded statements about their 17-year age difference line up with that date. When you compare them, the official documentation is stronger. The puzzling details might be coincidences, errors, or misinterpretations that gathered momentum online. But because those details are eye-catching and easy to share, they continue to circulate as if they carry more weight than they truly do. This is a familiar pattern in the age of social media. A single out-of-context quote or an old photo can become the seed for endless theories. And when a famous person is involved, the story can travel faster than any correction. Recognizing this doesn't erase the curiosity, but it puts the pieces in perspective. The available facts lean toward the 1981 date. The rest may be more about the power of a good mystery than about hidden years on a calendar. If the evidence largely supports the official record, why does the age debate continue to surface? Part of the answer is simple. Mystery sells. People love puzzles, especially when they involve someone living a life that seems larger than reality. The royal setting adds another layer. Palaces, titles, and ceremonies carry an air of secrecy that invites speculation. Even small gaps in the public record can feel like secret passages waiting to be explored. Family dynamics also play a role. Samantha's willingness to speak publicly ensures that the conversation never fully dies. Each new remark or court development breathes fresh life into old rumors, whether or not new facts emerge. And then there's the online world itself. Social media rewards surprising claims and dramatic headlines. A rumor about a hidden age is quick to share, easy to debate, and fun to guess about. By the time clarifications surface, the next viral thread has already started. This cycle keeps viewers hooked. Even if nothing changes on paper, the story continues to feel alive. In a way, the persistence of the rumor says as much about our culture of curiosity and instant conversation as it does about Meghan's actual timeline. So, where does this leave us? We have a half-sister who has stirred public curiosity, a handful of old clippings and photos that don't perfectly match the timeline, and a stack of official documents that consistently point to 1981. Maybe Meghan's age is exactly what the records say. Maybe a few scattered coincidences became a snowball of speculation. Or maybe, as some insist, there are details we'll never know. What's certain is how powerfully a mystery, real or imagined, can capture attention. Meghan Markle isn't just a public figure. She's a symbol of how storytelling, image control, and digital gossip collide in today's world. And now the conversation turns to you. What do you think? Hidden truth or just a rumor that refuses to fade? Do the old magazine and salsa club stories change your view, or do the official records settle it for you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective might spark the next big discussion in this ongoing royal riddle. And if you enjoy exploring mysteries like this, check out our next deep dive on another unforgettable royal twist. You won't want to miss it.